is Judy.
And this is Jill.
And this is Norman News at 9.
For our first story of the evening, University of Oklahoma activists protest a fellow student near campus who apparently uses too much cologne.
Our sources are saying that he sprays 7 sprays on his neck, and who knows how much on his wrists.
Sources tell us that one of our own is on the field right now as we speak. Let's pan over to her.
Yeah, I'm here, Judy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Janet, we can hear you. What's going on over there?
Looking from over here, there seems to be an angry mob surrounding a young boy. He seems to be wearing an excessive amount of cologne, and I think that's what's aggravating them. Let's see if we can get some more information out of a protester. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hey, what's your name?
Oh, my name is Mango Willowshine.
So what's the big problem with cologne?
Cologne makers are murdering innocent deer for the musk they produce, not to mention the obscene amounts of vanillin they have to extract from vanilla beans. Also, they have to get turpentine from somewhere, and you know where all of this is coming from? Pine trees. In 10 years, we'll all be living in a desert.
Wow. Did you just witness that, what we just saw outside?
I think so. I'm not really sure.
I'm not so.
I know. Well,
I think
lucky
we
for
should.
you guys, we have here with us today Dr. Hardunkachen from the University of Rhode Island. So, Doctor, is this true? What do you think?
Well, Jill, it's kind of scary to say so, but I'm afraid Mango Willowshine is right. Maybe not to that extent, but we would definitely be headed in that direction without the help of organic chemistry. So, essentially, we create fragrances from natural resources, right? There are many compounds involved in this creative process, but I am just going to focus on a few, specifically heliotropin, vanillin, turpentine, and musk. Gotta have musk. So heliotropin comes from black pepper and violet flowers. Vanillin comes from the vanilla bean. Musk comes from a specific species of deer called musk deer. And turpentine comes from pine trees. So if we were to create scents using just natural resources, we would literally hunt musk deer to extinction, while violet flowers, pine trees, and vanilla beans would just simply cease to exist. Our demand for these essential ingredients greatly outweighs the supply. This is where organic chemistry comes into play. OChem allows us to synthetically reproduce these molecules and thus create fragrances without eradicating an entire species of deer or trees. We have the technology to isolate single molecules and stabilize them through a series of mini organic reactions so that we can produce them in mass amounts. So, if you would follow me, I would love to illustrate a few of these reactions. I'll walk you through 3 different processes that happen organically to produce synthetic fragrances. And the first one is called rearrangement. And from this molecule, helvetolide, which is actually a big compound here. I've written 2 different derivatives. There are several that exist, but I've just written these 2 for our comparison. Here you can see this carbon group is attached to different spots on this cyclic compound. And if it's attached here at the top, it produces a strong musky floral scent. Versus over here, you have a musky natural scent. So we can see that differing spatial arrangement can give you different fragrances, which shows how heavily OChem is involved in the synthetic production of fragrances. Okay, so here I've drawn out the synthetic production of vanillin. So it starts with guaiacol, and we end up with vanillin through this entirely long process here, and it goes through 2 different steps. The first one is electrophilic aromatic substitution, and the second one is oxidative decarboxylation. And I wish I had time to go into the mechanisms behind it, but I will just leave you with the overall reaction of vanillin, just showing you how the synthetic production of vanillin would be impossible without organic chemistry. Okay, so here is ozonolysis, and it's a pretty basic organic reaction where you have this double bond here breaking, and instead you're having an oxygen attached at either end of that broken bond, and you're having 2 pieces formed. And this is a pretty basic reaction, and currently in Japan and China they are using forms of ozonolysis to synthetically create heliotropin and vanillin. Well, Jill, Judy, that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for having me on the show, and I hope you guys learned something new.
Thank you, Doctor. That was really enlightening. I really had no idea.
You know, I don't know about you, but I think I'm considering going back to college and taking organic chemistry.
I heard there's a really great professor, Dr. Cichewicz, at OU, that it's awesome.
I've heard about him too.
Well, tune in tomorrow, actually, for the story about the woman who grew, except for her hands,